Coach Izzo. Great to see those two coaches. You heard Mick Cronin last night with Andy at the postgame say, oh, come on, I got to go up against Tom Izzo. We'll give me 2 seconds to enjoy this game.
I thought you were going to say he said can't hide money about his shoes.
Well, that's true. I mean, that was also said, and he's not wrong.
Yes.
Inside Kohler, unable to get it done there.
Look, Sky Clark saves the day, and Michigan State looks to go inside immediately. High-low. What a play by Clark. Booker had gone through the passing lane, and Clark cleans it up on the block.
Now Donovan Dent to work for UCLA. Here's Sky Clark. Saw him with that sore calf late in the game last night. Good to see him out there moving around just fine. 4 to shoot for Eric Daly. Drops it off underneath. A little hesitation in the finish. Just beating the clock for Trent Perry.
I think important for UCLA to get off to a good start. That game first half a couple weeks ago when these two teams faced off, it was just a blitzkrieg there in the middle of the first. UCLA, they're giving up some size. They're going to have to really rebound here tonight.
It was a 20-3 burst that Michigan State took a 27-12 lead. They end up winning 82-59. This is just a month ago on February 17th. UCLA was never closer than 16 points in the second half of that game.
How about Jeremy Fears? Just the improvement offensively and the improved aggressiveness here in conference play. But now up to 48% on twos off the bounce. That pull-up, and it's a solid part of his game.
A triple won't go for Eric Daly Jr. Michigan State, Carson Cooper going to work against Trent Perry. Cooper turns the corner, running through the lane, deflected away, ends up with Carr. And Carr, the leader won't go, cradled by Daly. Two minutes gone in this one. Donovan Dent to work. Jordan Scott, the freshman, has really come on of late for Michigan State once he moved into that starting role, and Tyler Bilodeau with a 3.
But Jordan Scott cannot get turned down there by Donovan Dent. That's a tough matchup for him because Dent's got that speed, but what a drive, and the kick to Bilodeau, shooting 46% from 3 on the year, tops in the Big Ten Conference.
Clark's back tap ends up in the hands of Scott. Scott trying to fit it into a tight window to Kohler, and it's taken away.
Sky Clark's help defense in this first 2.5 minutes has been outstanding. He is flying around everywhere.
Dent around the Bilodeau screen. The no look, and now the extra pass around the horn to Clark for 3. Boy, what a great look they got.
I love how UCLA flips those ball screens. It just flips the help side of the floor last second. Really can confuse that weak side.
There's Kohler, the double runs at him in that left block. Here's Scott, top of the key, the 3, good, and a foul on Donovan Dent.
This dude, it is just electricity.
He can touch 12 feet with his vertical, and he shows it off seemingly in every game.
You think about him running the wing and how many great wings have done that for Tom Izzo. Colin Carr is right there at the top.
As a dunker, he is at the top.
You're talking about with like Jason Richardson.
Oh, yeah.
He's a dunk contest champion.
Carr has to launch that 3. Why not? They're going to check it. Helping out the officials whenever they need something.
Just very, level-headed all the time.
Yes, all the time. Dear Mr. Official, I saw something you might want to be aware of.
That's the common feel with that combo.
Xavier Booker on the floor, hands off to Dent. Here's Sky Clark at the elbow. That jumper is true.
And I love it because it's multiple paint touches. It's Dent first, and then you're playing off a closeout, and Sky Clark just taking what the defense is giving you, playing off that closeout there, and finding the 15-footer.
Here's Kohler, Jaxon. Kohler got an open look. That 3 won't go, but he's at 40% this year.
He's found the range the last 3. Going to be interesting to see if UCLA.
Michigan State. Back it goes to Booker. 15 to shoot.
It's a game for UCLA's bigs to look to slip. If Michigan State can get out, they can get a little bit extended there on those high hedges.
Off the hand of Scott, it'll stay on this end of the floor. Kelly Jr. on the spin to the rim. And a foul.
He still has a long ways to go, I think, which is what makes this so exciting for his basketball career. You know, be an active cutter, be a force on the offensive glass, be a great straight line driver. And obviously the shooting would go a long way as well, but he's got a lot of things he can still improve on.
Here he is on the drive. That won't go. And the rebound out to Donovan Dent. Boy, if you're Mick Cronin, you've got to be thrilled with the way your team is playing right now.
UCLA on these ball screens and drives is loading to the ball. They've been so disciplined against that paint.
Dent. Looking for some room, gets some space, the fadeaway, no, and Kohler will start it up for Michigan State. You know they love to run early. Deflected, Scott saves it, but saves it into the arms of Eric Freeney. And now Dent will underhand it. Perry steps into a three, and UCLA's got the 5-point lead.
That's those turnovers there, Kevin. Michigan State has been susceptible to that. The high hands on the ball leads to a run out, leads to an open three for Perry.
Part of the offensive board. Here's Fears. That's a huge second chance for Michigan State. Snaps the 11-2 run.
Last 3 games, Fears 50% from 3. The scouting report still says you need to go under on him, but he's showing major improvement in that jumper throughout the season.
And to spin it around to Williams with 10 to shoot. Here's Dent. Triple-double yesterday for UCLA. Splits 2 defenders, finds Perry for the 3, and he hits again. Oh, Perry is hot. He's got 10 points on 4 for 4 shooting.
I said this earlier in the game, but UCLA flipping those ball screens, it can put you in a real bind. UCLA touching the paint, and they are spraying it for jumpers.
Cooper way off on that one from the free throw line. And Dent will navigate it up the floor.
What a difference a month makes.
Right?
It's like UCLA is peaking at the right time. Their point guard play has been terrific.
And the lob underneath, just feathered in by Brandon Williams. 5 assists already for Dent.
On the season, Michigan State has excelled at defending the paint. The points in the paint aren't killing them, but the paint touches are. They are finding others. Really good play by Dent to drive that and drop it off.
Fears needs 2, can't get it. Offensive rebound, Carr inside. He draws the next. Everybody thought he was going to take the world by storm. And like you said, it was a slow process.
And for a kid that grew up in LA, understanding just what UCLA's program means in college hoops and in that city.
Really good back tap. Then Wojcik enters it. Now back the Harvard grad, stepping in for a 3.
They're daring him to shoot that. And they're going to let Denham Wojcik. They gave him space there.
0 for 5. Perry will run the point, but Dent getting a breather before the other 8. 10 points so far for Perry. Daly in the left block. Good defense down there by Kohler. Here's Clark. Step back. Deep 2. Clark will snap the twine. They're going to look at that as the next dead ball. To see 2 versus 3. They call it a 2 on the floor.
So good to see Scott Clark healthy. UCLA really missed him. He missed those 10 games with that hamstring injury.
37% from 3 since his return. Tertang trying to split about 3. Free throw rattles off, no good. 7 fouls against UCLA, and that means Michigan State shooting the rest of this half. The front end missed. Still an 8-point Bruin lead. Oh, and Perry left all alone. Rebound out to Wojcik. Wojcik looking to push. He's got Tang. Back to Kohler.
Good job by UCLA. Getting back, stop the ball, match up 5-on-5, and make Michigan State run their half-court offense.
Michigan State 2 for their last 8 from the floor. Can they get it going with Wojcik? A lot of spinning, and the air ball caught underneath by Ward. That'll roll home.
Sometimes for Michigan State, and this has been the case in Tom Izzo's 31 years as the head coach, the best offense can be just get it to the rim and let the athletes do the rest.
Offensive foul on Trent
situation to deal with, as well as they've played. You watch that, as a player, you're a little bit uncertain, but you have to try to put it out of your mind here. See how the Bruins handle it.
Up by 12 when Bilodeau was helped into the locker room. Dent to work for UCLA with 5 to shoot. Fears all over him. Dent gets past him inside. A lot of contact, no foul, and Michigan State with the basketball. Looking inside for Kohler, nothing there. Here's Cooper. Drop it off. Kurtang. Foul. Yeah, there's the whistle.
See Stephen Jamerson here just to protect against that with Bilodeau's status up in the air.
Here's Dent. Greeny back out to Dent. The triple rolls around and home. That's the second kind roll he's gotten from that rim.
Greeny touches the paint. Dent gets away. Remember, he was a 40% three-point shooter last year on low volume. Hasn't been his year shooting it, but it's been his night here in Chicago.
Good work inside to get Kohler that basketball on an easy 2 on the other end.
I just think Michigan State with Booker and his foul trouble, that they should go inside every time down.
And 3 for 3 from 3 tonight as he goes to work. Sky Clark back out to Daly. Leaves it behind for Clark with 7 to shoot. Now Dent.
Actually let that go.
Dent against Fears. Missed everything.
Just a little bit over-driving there. A little too unselfish.
Kohler. Weaving inside. All kinds of traffic. A whistle. And Kohler good on the second. So 38.
Okay, they got to do that on the floor. They got to play like that. They got to have that energy when they get back on the floor.
Well, we'll see what that energy looks like as they start the second half. Once Bilodeau went down, Michigan State only able to carve 1 point off of the UCLA lead. Scott's 3 won't go, and the rebound up to Dent.
Yeah, credit the Bruins. That's not an easy situation when just you're unsure of what your teammate is going through or what his status is, and they were able to weather that storm.
UCLA 7 of 13 from 3 in that first half, and equally as troubling if you're a Michigan State fan is that Michigan State was 1 for 7 on layups.
Yeah.
Tom Izzo, you're troubled by a lot of things.
Yeah,
no. I was waiting for you to chime in, but I had a hint that it may not be great. Here's Dent around the Booker screen. That foul on Fears, his second. Dent with 7 to shoot. Out to Perry. Steps into a 3. And the rebound to Carr. Fears will look up the floor to Scott.
UCLA's transition defense has been up to the task here in this game. Michigan State with only 3 fast break points in that first half.
Here's Carr, deep 2 in the corner. Scott with the offensive rebound. Fears got an open look from 3.
He starts making that, he's going to make a lot of money playing basketball. That's going to be the game here. Can UCLA rebound with Michigan State, especially undermanned and shorthanded in the front court?
No Bilodeau. We'll start to see the impact of that more perhaps in this half. Daly trying to cash in, and he does. What an answer for UCLA.
What an awesome slip from Trent Perry there. Sets that flare, slips out, defense is drawn, and he sets it up.
Wow, how about Eric Daly? Rejects that post entry.
Look at the flare and the slip to the middle of the floor here. Trent Perry, there it is. You got Cohen Carr, it's a little bit of a gamble. That draws the help, and Eric Daly, he has had himself a ball game here.
And off to Tang. Kurtang curling to the rim. No, and it's blocked off the glass by Booker.
Donovan Dent at least impacted that shot. These UCLA guards off the ball have flown around and made plays. That's another missed layup, Kevin.
How good has Donovan Dent been in this tournament so far? Triple-double yesterday. He's been fantastic today. Booker's three over the backboard to Michigan State. I mean, it is hard to argue with what you've seen in Chicago from this Bruins team.
A lot of hype around this group, and maybe it took a little bit longer than what UCLA fans would have liked, but they don't like what the product looks like right now.
And you wonder how far up can they move on the seed line as Cooper inside, able to get it around Daly. They came in the 8-9 range, and can you get to a 7 and avoid that 1 seed?
Love to see that for UCLA. How about Kurt Tang off the bounce? Not creating for himself, but making a play for somebody else there off the dribble.
Dent will set it up around the Booker screen. Sky Clark. Under 10 to shoot. Here's Perry in the corner. Trickles out for a 3. Bounces off, and the rebound to Jaxon Kohler.
Kurt Tang kind of gambled and definitely overheld. Michigan State a bit fortunate there.
Cooper getting set up inside. Back out to Fears, looking for another 3, and that air ball caught by Dent.
Look up the floor. They have Sky Clark.
Dent weaving through traffic off the window. Donovan Dent end to end.
You can see why he's in the top 10 in the league in fast break points per game. But in that burst and speed, he can get there.
10 to shoot for Scott. And the freshman working it inside. Cooper's hook, no, but
on that screen.
Well, there's an energy now. Can Michigan State cash in? Trey Fort, crossover, inside, no, offensive rebound Kohler.
Trey Fort's got some burst. He certainly can go.
Fresh legs at this point as well as Fears. Free throw line jumper, 8-point game. Nothing Michigan State run. Perry swing it around. Clark in the corner. Rebound secured for UCLA. Dent will step into a 3. And another offensive rebound. Poked free and out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bruins.
I'm just surprised at the struggles Michigan State is having of staying in front of UCLA's guards. They're getting good shots off dribble penetration, off just ball reversals. And then Eric Daly doing real work there on the offensive glass.
Perry splits. Ran into some trees, finds Daly, got the roll again.
He did a great job there of relocating and getting into the vision there. Lost his defender. He is very efficient in that 15-foot. Some guys don't like catching and shooting from there, but he's good at that.
He's got 14. He's hit his last 5 shots. Ford will launch the 3. And he'll hit. Trey Ford off the bench. The 24-year-old with a giant triple.
What a time. One of his last 9 from 3 coming in. Tom Izzo pushing the right buttons on that sub.
And a bump by Fears. Only 2 inbound. Bruins up by 7. Dent zigging and zagging for 2.
He has lived at the basket here. Michigan State's woes in pick and roll defense continue on.
Here's Ford. He's thinking about it, trying to take this game over. Ford, why not?
But he's had some performances, Kevin, whether it's the 12 at Minnesota or the 9 at Oregon, 13 against Kentucky, where he's kind of come from out of nowhere and given Michigan State a lift.
18-6 off the bench for Michigan State. Dent turns the corner again. Floats it off the window. Count the bucket last night.
He is just destroying a top 10 defense in college basketball. Michigan State defensively has been great all year, but their dribble contain and their pick and roll defense, it has had major issues tonight.
Good find inside the car, and you know what he's going to do down that low. So Dent will now bring it up. His first 3 field goals were threes. His last 4 have been at the rim. He's done it all tonight.
A lot of responsibility. Once again, we've seen this a couple times. Jordan Scott guarding Donovan Dent.
And Sky Clark with an easy 2.
Think about him as your secondary creator. Sky Clark can get it off the bounce. He shoots it at a high clip from 3. You got Perry out there too. These UCLA guards, and they are dynamic.
UCLA continuing to hang around as Carr flushes it again.
It's been all about Jeremy Fears' dribble penetration those last 2 plays. That's a good guy to set up because he's going to get to the rim quickly.
Hanging around for these Bruins without Tyler Bilodeau. Such a big hurdle to overcome, and so far so good, and that's an illegal screen. I love Book. The day he came in with his family was difficult. He said, I just couldn't get enough out of him, and Andy talked about how he made a point of helping him find a new spot.
Well, it seems like Xavier Booker has exhausted all the options he felt like he had, and there's just a fresh start was needed.
What a recovery underneath. Daly again. He's played a whale of a game. It's Dent towing the line for the 3, and Scott the rebound from Michigan State. They dodge one there. Fears. Here's Fort. He'll launch. And Fort! Trey with another tray. And Michigan State's within 5. What an answer. Sky Clark provides it again.
The slip allows Dent to get downhill. And Michigan State, they just cannot keep the ball out of the paint.
What a momentum swinger that was. Here's Kohler. He'll answer.
Pick and pop. It's hard to guard. You've got Brandon Williams. He's trying to stop the ball, and Kohler is popping right. Daly out there, Jamerson, that's hard to do because Michigan State, those bigs, they are cracking down.
Back it goes to Fears, and he'll set things up. Still plenty of time, 5:23 to go in this one. Fears into Cooper, inside deep, and he can't get it to go. The try from Tang won't go either.
And Jamerson didn't give up an angle. He stayed tough and made Cooper score over the top of him.
11 missed layups now, Rob.
These slips are just killing Michigan State.
Oh, and so is Trent Perry. 16 for Perry. And we've got a whistle.
Look at Jamerson.
Yep. Dent getting it from Perry. The floater, no. Rebound. Williams rips it away. Perry, the skip to Clark. And Clark will back it out.
Offensive rebounds from some unlikely sources here. Brandon Williams getting it done. Eric Freeney, second chances for UCLA.
Dent trying to drop that one off, and was it tipped out of bounds? Dent's arguing it was. It was not, and it'll be Michigan State ball. Jordan Scott back on the floor for Michigan State. 10-point game with 4:20 to go. Scott in the corner with a 3. And a 7-point game again.
That defense taking away the roll. Fears making the right read and skipping it across the floor.
Dent splits 2 defenders. 8 to shoot. Dent in trouble, throws it away. Good defense, Michigan State. Fears on the push. drops it underneath. What a tough pass, and Dent able to come up with the ball.
He had him buried. Jaxon Kohler just not able to reel that one in.
Missed opportunity again for Michigan State. Ball not free. Diving forward. And a tie-up. Can't take care of the ball. Points, 10 assists. 0 for 2 at the line. Big misses. 7-point game. Fears with 4 fouls going to work. Kohler. Here's Fears. 13 on the shot clock. Tang. Entry to Cooper. The skip to Scott. Set 3. Short. Kohler offensive rebound. Fears on the spin. In traffic. Shot put to the rim. Count it. And the foul. It's Dent to work with 13 to shoot. Dent.
A slip again.
Clark. The corner 3. Got it.
They have had the answer every time, Kevin, with the guard-to-guard slip, and Michigan State has no answer for it.
The lob inside, and that'll catch the rim and fall for Cooper.
Brandon Williams is saying, where was my help? Got to be out there with the ball and then get back, and there's just nobody home.
5 points the lead for UCLA. It's Dent. On the drive, Clark again. Corner 3, won't go this time.
Way down, drive and kick. Really good look there for Clark.
Fears. Needs help.
Ismail, what a play by Dent to just shoot around there and use that quickness.
And now Dent will be fouled by Kohler. 2 for 2. Barely hit the rim. 7-point game. It's Fears driving to the rim. And a timeout taken by Michigan State. Back within 5 with 57.4 to go. 23 points, 12 assists, 6 rebounds after a triple-double last night. But he misses the front end, and that's why you foul in that situation. 5-point game. Here's Fears. Zips it into the corner. Tang waits for traffic to clear. The triple bounces up and